What's up, YouTube? If you haven't seen or heard, the patch 111 is live today, and there's a lot of information that you should know about what they've changed and or took away. The first bullet point from the general side of the patch notes says, fixed an issue which armor with perks that increases ammunition carrying capacity resulted in ammunition loss upon respawn. What that basically says is, hey, we fixed the heavy ammo bug. So, it is now no longer a problem. Thank God. Next point was decreased over-penetration value for weapons with armor-piercing perks. I don't really know how I feel about this one. I don't think I use over-penetration that much, but I would assume that it wouldn't be a crazy reduction, maybe like 1 to 3%, if that. Next important point is that the Darkbreaker perk will now correctly damage Hive Shriekers, and Snap Discharge will now increase attack speed per the description. And for PlayStation users, Thunderer perk now has priority on the Fourth Horseman tooltip. I'm not a PlayStation user, I'm actually on Xbox One, so I literally have no idea what that means, but really cool for you guys. Next point is for Full Auto, which fixes an issue where the weapon perk stopped working while the trigger was being held down. I'd say that's kind of important. Now to the auto rifle points, which I'm sure half of the community is going to lose their minds solely based on the phrase reduced base damage. Well, I'm here to tell you that you indeed do not have to lose your mind, and there is no need to pillage and plunder your neighborhood or local Walmart. Everything is okay. While it did reduce base damage of auto rifles by 2.5%, that's not really even noticeable. As an example of base damage reduction on Suros is reduced by 0.1. So it's clearly not a problem, except when it's applied to the next point, which is reduced effective range values. This means not only can you not snipe with an auto rifle, but the damage at longer ranges is much weaker. So in short and medium range auto rifle shots are not affected at all, but long to godly range have been significantly reduced. And that's okay, because you shouldn't be able to snipe with an auto rifle anyways. And now for what's probably the jaw dropper here, is that pulse rifles have been given a base damage buff of 9.7%. That makes them actually useful now. As for hand cannons, there was a slight reduction in effective range and initial accuracy. What this means is that the range is shorter, which makes more sense because, well, they're hand cannons. And the recoil direction on the first shot is a bit harsher. As for fusion rifles, they widened the blast pattern burst cone and reduced the starting ammo count in PvP. And for shotguns, they increased the damage against all PvE enemies by 2 times or 100%. Again, this does not apply to PvP. They reduced high-end value ranges. Now, I don't know exactly what they did here as far as percentages or numerical values go. I guess that'll have to be tested since they didn't give us any numbers. I really don't know. The next point states that the damage fall-off starts sooner, which is nice considering I know most of you are tired of being outgunned by a shotgun in the medium range category. Nothing makes me want to break my controller more than that right there. And as with fusion rifles, the starting ammo in PvP has also been reduced. And now something that a lot of you have been asking for some time now is that weekly heroic strikes are now a matchmaking activity. And strikes will be less likely to repeat in matchmaking rotations for full fire teams. So if you're just one random dude, you still might play the same map 6 times in a row. Sorry for your luck, bro. And now for some PvP notes. The first point on the PvP notes is that players will now unlock the playlist at the same time when unlocking Crucible. So every playlist will be unlocked at the same time, which is a huge plus for those that favor one game type over another. I know I'm a control freak. No pun intended there. On the plus side, Crucible maps will be less likely to repeat in matchmaking rotations for full fire teams. On the downside, Guardians will no longer drop heavy ammo when killed in PvP, and Guardians will now drop much less special ammo when killed in PvP. And the funny thing here is that I didn't even realize that special ammo was dropped upon death, so I feel kind of retarded for that one. And as for Iron Banner, the playlist will now contain smaller maps, which should make for a much better gameplay. And the Focus Aggression bounty can now be completed with headshots from pulse rifles, scout rifle, and hand cannons. There's a few item patches that took place as well. One in particular is significant in that ammo sense will now work if used when your inventory is full. And as for the user interface, the character screen now displays the faction reputation and the weekly mark counters. There was also some Grimoire patches. I'm not really going to go into them in detail, but I did put them up here on the screen so you can scan over them. They're mostly just Grimoire score fixes and a couple other ones here. Now for a note about this patch and future updates and patches. A new bug was introduced into this patch that caused the Mythoclast to spawn with less ammo in the mag and reserves in PvP, as it's affected by the overall fusion rifle changes because it's treated as a secondary weapon. They did say that it will get fixed soon. So the thing here is that Bungie's clearly listening to what we have to say, but it's hard for them to sift through the crap post versus the quality post. I think if we genuinely want something fixed, added, or patched, then it's our obligation to clearly deliver that message to Bungie. Saying PvP is broken and Bungie won't fix it does absolutely nothing for you or the game. Saying shotguns in PvP have too much range and it should be reduced accordingly is a much better solution. Not that this video is going to revolutionize how people bitch about a game, but hopefully it'll make people think before they rage. It's not as simple as drag and drop or rewriting a line of code. As you can see, in this patch, some things were fixed and a new bug was found. On a side note, I did just come across a post, I believe it was on Destiny Tracker, that says that, I guess, somebody data mined and they found out that there appears to be a Reef social aspect. Again, this is completely just random talk. I haven't looked into it or anything like that. It's not even in my script here. Like, I literally just saw it. So I think that's probably cool. If it's like a tower on the reef or something, that'd be really sweet. I'll look into it, see if there's any credibility to it. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and hopefully somebody learned something today. And until next time, guys, peace.